Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I am your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted, and we're here to recap the Chicago Bulls loss. Not a very good loss, very untimely loss here to the Brooklyn Nets, 115-107. Before we do that, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet. Follow my dude Goose at Bull Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. What's not cool and tough, Goose, is crack them. That's actually cool and tough to crack them. But the Bulls lost, man. Bulls lost tonight. Not what I wanted to see. Because I got up for the letdown. I'm taking Johnny Nani-ism here. I got up for the letdown, Goose, and I knew I was gonna. It happens. But damn, man. First of all, we didn't record Sunday. We haven't talked in a couple days. How you doing? And second of all, let's get your initial reactions to the game after that.
I mean, I was doing better before this game started, and we came out extremely flat besides Zach. And, I mean, I felt early that Zach was kind of getting into a mini duel with Kyrie, and I felt that maybe that was why the team wasn't, engaged potentially, but they were just flat throughout, and Zach was the only one who wasn't. We had Vooch was a no-show. Kobe, ended up in double digits, but he was mainly a no-show as well. Lowry showed up in the first quarter, but didn't show up on defense at all like usual. And at least you get to celebrate the Sox.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, game's not over yet, but I was down here in the cave. Just had both games going on, and it's just kind of, I don't know, like I told you in the beginning of the episode, I just kind of got up for the letdown, and I didn't like the fact that, early it was pretty apparent that Steve Nash really understood how to attack the Bulls defense. They running off screens, a lot of, a lot of movement without the ball to start, because it wasn't just ISO. It wasn't that. Joe Harris came out, hot, in the get-go. He ends up 7 for 16 for 17 points. If you look at the final box score, it doesn't look like he was too hot, but he did play well in the beginning of the game. Then obviously you have to go against a guy like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. What's funny to me, and how my feelings on Kyrie Irving and what I've felt about him forever, but watching, that's like elite talent, him and KD, and obviously with KD, elite talent. And it just blows my mind that Bulls fans said they didn't want him, when all that shit was going down. Oh, I wouldn't take him. Like, you're fucking nuts. Watching that guy play basketball is just unreal to me. But Brooklyn's got a little solid team, even though they're missing James Harden. They're a very good team. And the Bulls tried to fight back. I'll give them credit. But it just, every time they seem to get close, my friend, Brooklyn just pulled away. And that's what better teams kind of do. It's just they put their foot on the gas pedal and kept moving.
No, this was by no means surprising. This was playoff contender versus playoff pretender, and we got.
Oh, that goddamn it!
Coming, man! It was coming.
You're right. I know you're right. It just sucks to hear it.
Well, yeah. We had our fun little 3-game win streak. Zach was going to win 4 games in a row for the first time in his career. The Bulls were going to make the play-in dream happen, and it was never going to fucking happen. We played the Nets twice to close things out here. We have the Bucks thrown in there and the Raptors. So, to close the season, the only logical game that we were going to be competitive in was going to be against the Raptors, unless these teams were resting their stars at the end of the season, because seeding was set. It's not set at this point in time. So we're getting the best. And we got a playoff contending team that could be winning a championship this year. So that's the way the cookie crumbles, and the Pacers won tonight against a better team in Philly. So we got double fucked. We're down to 1 win or 1 loss. Either way, 1 win for the Pacers or 1 loss for us, and it's all said and done. So she's not singing yet, but I can hear that hefty lady warming up the pipes.
Yeah, it's just in a game where I honestly thought coming into the game they were going to continue the stretch of, bulldogish defense, or at least trying to, right? Again, I like I pointed out, I know who's on the team, even though Kyrie left in the third after that bow. I thought they'd come out like that, and I thought that everybody was kind of in a flow, right? You're looking at the net rating between Kobe, Vooch, and Levine the past, 3-4 games, like it's plus 21 with those guys on the court together. I mean, it's pretty, it's good shit. I mean, they're playing well, they're finding their groove, and to see that it was pretty much Zach shouldering the load out of scoring. I was having flashbacks, and I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, no. I'm like, everybody, like, Vooch didn't have it going. Kobe didn't have it going. Thad didn't have it. I mean, Thad was 2 for 10 from the field tonight.
Oh, God. Did you see Garrett Temple shoot the fucking
basketball? Oh, my God, dude. I so badly was about to do it. I was about to tweet out, like, what's the over-under on him hitting the rim compared to not hitting the rim? That dude had, like, 2 air balls tonight, and then the three-pointer from the top the 3-point line when he took that in the second quarter, and that motherfucker ricocheted. I thought it was going to kill somebody. That ball came so hard off the backboard. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, it's just
no. He was shooting like somebody who had a fix-in on the game, but that wouldn't make sense because it's not like the Bulls would need to throw the game against a team like the Nets. So I don't know what the fuck was going on with him, but it was not pretty tonight.
He had a sick block.
Oh, no, that block on Shamet was
the
tits.
Was sick.
I mean, it was the tits there for a second. We had life at that moment in time in the fourth. We had a dumb play on the other end, and he saved us, and we were like, all right, we're still in this. And then we fucked up some more. And it just, you feel for Zach because he is kind of stuck on a team here outside of Vooch and Thad, and we don't know what's going to happen with Thad and Sato. They only have partially guaranteed contracts, so if the Bulls are looking to make a big point guard move, they might end up being roster casualties. Outside of Vooch, Zach doesn't have anybody that's really on his timeline. Kobe was not who we expected him to be tonight. They finished with 16 points. I think he hit an extra 3 at the end there.
Yeah, he did. He hit that 3 at the end there, which was a nice 3 running down the court off an inbounds pass and just drained it and then committed a foul right away to stop the clock. He went 6 for 17, 4 for 11 from downtown, 16, 4, and 3 for him tonight with a steal. No turnovers for Kobe White.
So, I mean, Kobe didn't even have like a horrible night. But
no, it was an off shooting night, but it wasn't like an off performance per se.
No, but without Vooch showing up with your usual double-double machine, 20 and 10, it just, everything was off. We couldn't play through Vooch, and I guess you have to credit Brooklyn in a sense there, too. They stopped us from utilizing Vooch the way that we have the last 3 games.
And I actually thought that he would be able to get going early, because of who they started, really. Yeah, but it was Blake Griffin, and then it was who Claxton and Jeff Green. I was like, okay, we're going to play it through him. Like, we're going to play through Vooch, open up the wings, go out, move without the ball, like we've been kind of seeing within the offense recently. And it just didn't happen. He just didn't really have it going for him offensively. And when that happened, it was just kind of, it's the Zach LaVine show. And again, I'm not saying, he played a great game. Zach was incredibly efficient. He was 15 for 27, 6 for 11 from downtown, 5 for 7 from the free throw line, 41 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. I mean, Zach played a great game. And people were like, oh, well, he doesn't have an assist. And I'm like, did you see Homie had a chance for quite a few assists tonight.
There was a couple shots, but at the time that they were coming, it was more so heat checks. And obviously when you miss the heat checks, you go, motherfucker, why'd you shoot that? And then when you make the heat checks, it's like, holy shit, this guy's the greatest thing since Michael Jordan. It didn't fall the right way, and Zach does have to take better heat check shots because possessions where he comes up the court, I don't care how hot he is, and he doesn't pass the ball once, and there's over 15 seconds left on the shot clock, it's not a good play. Unless you've made your last 5 shots in a row, that's just not – it's not a smart basketball play.
I can agree with that. Our boy Shy Sports Fan, if they had – just to bring some clarity to how we were kind of talking earlier about how no one showed up, he just said if they had Vooch at the start of the year, things are probably different. And he's right on that. I mean, these guys are still learning to play together. But tonight I wouldn't really attribute it to that. I would just really attribute it to, I don't want to say not being ready because it sounds like cliche as shit, but kind of not being ready. They just didn't. They couldn't keep up with here's a Tibbsism. They couldn't keep up with Brooklyn's intensity, man. And Brooklyn, like you said, they're playing for a number 1 seed here. And they're a great team, even without James Harden. They're still a good team. Bulls just couldn't match up with them. And that's what it comes down to.
Still 2 top 25 players against 2 not top 25 players. And Kyrie and KD are closer to the top 10, 15 of that list that they're in. So it's, the Bulls are outmatched. They have a roster built for contention from top to bottom. The Bulls have a roster that was thrown together at the deadline that doesn't have Troy Brown Jr. Not that he's supposed to be some saving grace against KD, but the way Garrett Temple shot tonight, he could have been an improvement.
And TBJ brings you another level of wing defense as well. I mean, laterally he can move. I mean, he's smart.
Yeah,
he's smart getting over picks.
At some point, we were going to get to see TBJ and Pat 3-4 with Vooch at the 5 to finish the season. We just haven't got to see much of it with his injury. He was questionable for tonight, so maybe we'll see him. But with 1 game left here, I guess buffer, you call it. Although it's not a buffer because you got to win out, and the Pacers have to lose out. I don't know. Maybe he shuts it down for the season. Maybe we don't see Zach and Vooch again. Who knows?
I doubt. Yeah, I don't know. I think they finish out the season, no matter what happens.
Even once that 1 game's gone, like, is it really worth risking the injuries? Most of what you can do is going to be done in the offseason. It's going to be done in camp. It's not like I get how excited we were about this 3-game win streak, and we can't compare ourselves to the bubble Suns anymore after this performance. But, like, everything that we're talking about chemistry-wise is going to come in the offseason, in camp, and in preseason with the new roster, with the new players that are here. Because I think a lot of the disconnect with this roster not being on the same page as Zach or the same intensity is they don't have the same stake in the race. They know they're halfway out the door.
Well, I mean, that's something that we've kind of touched on all year with some of these guys. I mean, that's a fair statement. The only one that comes out there and plays with true intensity every time he hits the court is Cristiano Falacio. So, he
well, that's going to be his last time ever playing in the NBA. So that's a different level of intensity.
Right, man. You can't teach that. You
can't teach my career's over. You just can't do it.
You just can't teach it. But again, I mean, it was expected. Again, I was kind of flying high after the 3-game win, just because there were 3 games in a row win, and it
wounded and we're easily roped back in.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we said on the last show we were on. They're fucking pulling me back in because I was completely content on what we were doing. I'm like, oh shit, they might do it. Oh, they might get in there, and it's just fun to cheer for something. That's not a lottery pick sometimes, and whether people get mad at other fans cheering for a play-in spot, which I hate the play-in. I think I hate it completely. And we've talked about that before too. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world. I hate when they change. I don't like change. I get enough of that in my damn house. So like, I just leave my sports alone type thing, but it's just that glimmer of hope. And then, like I said, the Naniism, it's just never get up for the letdown. And it's just, I got up for it a little bit. Cause again, it's just fun to cheer for something that's different.
It's not magical numbers that you have absolutely no control over and
right.
take less than 10 seconds to fucking figure out.
Right. And fans that cheer for it doesn't mean like they're illogical fans by any means necessary. It's just kind of, like I said, something different to cheer for. It's a end goal. It's a goal to a certain extent,
At this point of our rebuild, we are supposed to be a playoff team. So being a play-in team was going to be a consolation prize, but I was a little excited for it. I was hoping to potentially double dip, get the lottery and the play-in. Now it's looking like we're just going to give the Magic a really good fucking pick unless we get lottery lucky. And then that's going to make those 3 games hurt because you could have just had these guys sit out. Vooch was, banged up. Zach was sick with a deadly, pandemic disease. And, we should have just wrote it out. But we didn't. We came out swinging. We're trying to change a culture. It was the right thing to do. Sometimes the right thing doesn't end up getting you what you want, and that's what sucks about the right thing. But the Bulls did the right thing. They tried.
Right thing is bullshit. It's bullshit because now we're sad.
Now we're sad. But we're going to keep trying until this one game dream is gone. And fuck it. Who knows? Maybe, a couple days from now, we're talking about how our dream's still alive and we're not quite so sourpussed. But right now, it's kind of feeling like that was the season.
Yeah. No,
that was our championship game. And we lost to a potential championship team.
And one thing I do want to point out before we move on to the next game is just, Tice came back tonight, hit 3-4 out of his 4 shots, 2 for 2 from downtown. It was just kind of a mismatch thing why I think, in him coming back, why he only played 21 minutes. I got to say it, and I know it's going to get heat, and that's fine, whatever, but I need more from Pat Will in these last couple games if he's going to be in the lineup. I need more. I can't sit there. And I know everybody's a fucking magical guru and will tell me he's going to be the truth. And like I said, I think he's going to be a good player. I need just to start seeing it now. He's been a starter all year. I just need to start seeing it because at this point, you're fighting for your life. I need more aggressiveness. I need less hesitation and just play the game of basketball because I feel like we've been broken records saying that all year long. And, sometimes he shows it, sometimes he doesn't, but I need to see something just so, if we're going to not be in the fucking plan and we're not going to have our first round pick, please just give me something to be like, okay, motherfucker, I see you,
and that's what's so hard. And we went off on a long tangent on draft night about him not starting. Well, now he started every game this season. And you have to assume that part of that was to try to pull this beast out of him by giving him ample opportunity. You're not going to get that off the bench if it's already a limited sample size. And we just haven't seen it. And I get he's 19, but you just spent close to 70 games now in the NBA playing with these grown men as a starter every night, guarding fucking Kevin Durant. And I get that takes a lot of energy.
And I'm not listen, playing Kevin Durant is no easy fucking task, and I'm not hating on him for tonight's performance at all. I was just stating as moving into the last 3 games. I just want to see some dog out of him.
I'm there with you because as a number 4 pick, you can't be a defensive specialist on the wing. You can't. You just can't be David Nwaba, but 6'7". That's not what you can be. And right now, I'm not saying that's what Pat is because he is extremely raw. But when are we going to get it? Everybody else can see it. You look at me like this kid's got the.
Shit. I think we both see it. I just think that it's more along the lines of a want thing now.
Well, no, yeah, I can see that it's there. I'm just not seeing it on the court, and that's the frustration because I'm there in the boat with everybody that this kid's got the goods, but we're not seeing it. And in the current dynamic, it kind of makes you wonder where he fits. Where is he going to get to show that? If we're playing through Vooch and we're playing through Zach and Kobe's the beneficiary because he's the better 3-point shooter, where does Pat fall into that? Does he need to become just this excellent catch and shooter player like Lowry was supposed to be? Or is he just going to be a defensive specialist and hope that he gets a couple cuts here and there? It's just, I don't know. I don't know what his role is going to be going forward, and I hope in these last 3 games, like you said, there's somewhat of that picture carved out.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, just to reiterate, it's not any sort of hatred towards him. It's just wanting what we all see and know that he has in him and just coming out in aggressiveness. And it might not be his personality, but goddamn it, just give me something to be excited about heading into the off season because I know moves are coming. And obviously this roster will probably look a lot different next year. It's just what's here and what's going to remain here. Outside of Zach and Vooch, I want to see some dog out of it. That's all. Just something to cheer for in the last few games. Because like you said, at this point, it's unlikely we get to the plan. We played ourselves away from the 4th pick there, or a chance to get into the top 4. So just something, anything. But next game is on the 13th, which is Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central at the United Center. it is the Chicago Bulls against the Toronto Raptors. Toronto 27-42. The Bulls are at 29-40.
We're getting our hopes up. The one game that we could lose and help ourselves maybe potentially slide back below the Raptors, we're going to win, and we're going to get excited because the Pacers are going to find a way to lose their game. And we're going to have 2 games left, and the Pacers are going to have 1 or 2 games left, and we're going to be like, dude, it can still happen. Pacers can lose 2. We can win 2. We can fucking do this, and then we're going to cry again, and it's going to suck. And I just want this to be over.
Well, the Pacers have the Bucks on
the hope is building.
The Pacers have the Bucks on the 13th, so they play at 6 p.m. on Thursday. So, NBA Net or the NBA.TV will be flowing here in the Buzz Cave. And then to close out the season for them, they go up against the Lakers.
Yeah.
And then they go up against Toronto. That'll be their last game of the year. So, they don't really have an easy road either outside of Toronto. But, I mean, the Bulls also do have, after the
Toronto, Milwaukee.
Toronto. Right. Yeah. it's not fucking great. It's not great, but,
maybe the seating gets solved for time. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
I'm done. I'm tired.
It's like I'm fucking tired. It's like, it's funny because we have only missed. I went back and I looked. Besides, Mother's Day we missed because it was Mother's Day. Took the night off for that. Spend time with your wife or your mother, your girl, whoever. On Mother's Day there. But we have only missed 6 games on the year. This year and like last year, I think only had missed like 2 or 3. So when you say you're tired, I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking exhausted. It's just like, I love doing this. I love it. I love doing the post games, but it's just kind of like, I think I get more so tired is because there's just can never be a clear lane. Like, it's just like, oh, me and you like go back last week episode. Oh yeah. Fuck it. Get the top 4, 3. Then they, fucking kick off 3 wins in a row.
And I'll buy a ticket.
Right, yeah, exactly. Then they kick off 3 games in a row. We're like, hey, we're coming, bitch. And then all of a sudden it's just, then all of a sudden it's like screeching halt. Yep.
In the club. I'm coming in. Oh, fuck, I'm getting kicked out the club. I saw a titty, but I'm getting kicked out the club.
I was like, of course, there we were. And then and it's gone, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm tired too. I'm tired because I never know what the fuck's gonna happen, and I always get roped in like a jag bag, and it is what it is.
Good news is, I don't know if it's good news because the only time that we've won the lottery is when we didn't have an official Bulls lottery party to go to. But the way things are shaping up, maybe it'll be in the cards, and we can have one last celebration and cry together. Before a real run, the 3rd time's the charm. The 3rd season we're supposed to make the playoffs. We'll actually be competitive because we'll start the season with 2 All-Stars. That's the dream.
Yeah, it is the dream, and hopefully we can attain that dream. That'd be nice. But I don't really have anything else, man. Besides, they're gonna come out like you said, beat Toronto, and we already know what the next episode looks like. It looks like, hey, there they are. You just, the bouncers lifting up the fucking, the bouncers lifting up the velvet rope. Come on in, baby. And then you get halfway in the door and then get out. Yeah, it's just fucking, hey, dude. You got anything else?
No.
No.
No. We're just gonna leave it at no. Let's just cut it. Just wrap it up.
Wrapping it up. Everybody be sure to go on TapSportsNet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at Untap Sportsnet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. We'll be back Thursday night after the Bulls probably beat the Toronto Raptors, and you'll just be in store for much more confusion and sadness, probably. I mean, that's probably what it'll be. So.
That's what it all leads to.
Let's go, Bulls.